December 2022 and I am being laid off in the most spectacular fashion imaginable. I was called to the office on the Christmas Eve and I was told that this isn't working out and we need to part ways. I had never had this thing before in my life. I mean, I got close to being fired, but I had never been actually fired before. Unfortunately, this is not something that is unique to me, and this is something that is happening to many people around me this year and the year before. We are seeing record number of people being laid off, particularly in industries which were considered invincible, like IT and tech. I mean, people are being laid off even in those sectors. But what I had at that time was a small glimmer of hope, because I have been freelancing as content creator for a couple of years before that as well. And even though I didn't think much of it at that time, that side hustle proved to be of immense benefit to me. And in this video, I want to share the 3 most important benefits and the reasons why every professional needs to have a side hustle. Let's go. Number 1, you need to have a backup. Now, the company that I used to work for, the company that fired me, laid off after a year, was the exact same company that headhunted me for this position. I was working in another company and they approached me and they said that I am the right person for this job and they would really like me to leave my company and then join them. The thing is, companies are of course businesses and they're run like businesses. No matter how much a company says that we are a family, that employees are like a huge big family and we care for you and we do that a lot for you, the truth is when the economic downturn comes, nobody is your friend and they will lay you off in a heartbeat. So it's really important that you need to have a backup and you need to have something that covers you in case when something goes wrong. A side hustle, no matter how small it is, could still provide you a source of income, but even more than that, it can provide you a source of psychological safety, because as somebody who has seen both 9-to-5 jobs and self-employment as well, I can tell you more important than how much you're earning is the safety that you have a source of income. It doesn't matter how much it is, but what is important is that you have a source of income. This psychological safety is extremely important, and that is why you should always have some sort of a backup, some sort of a side hustle that can provide you with this psychological safety. In addition, what is also important is that if you are being laid off, then this means that the economy is being downturned, that there are not many jobs out there. So if you're only working, if your only source of income or expertise is a 9-to-5 job, then in the case of economic downturn, when you are being laid off, it will be very hard for you to find a job, at least for some time. And that is why you need to have a source of income other than a traditional 9-to-5 job. Number 2, the ability to take risks. Now, even if you are not being laid off anytime soon, having a side hustle or having another source of income helps you take risks. You are not dependent on your job for the source of income. If you are suffering at your job, if you have a very bad manager, if you don't like the work, if things are not turning out as you want them to be, then you always have this possibility that you can leave the job or look for another one. Imagine if this was the only source of income that you had and your kitchen would stop working if this income source goes away. That fear would completely cripple you. Having another source really benefits you in a way that you are able to take risks, you are able to take jumps, you are even able to change your field. For example, it is possible that if you are working as an engineer and you want to jump into management or any other field, then there will be a gap in between and your side hustle can sustain you in that time. A side hustle gives you the ability to take risks in your professional work. Number 3, having a side hustle actually teaches you about entrepreneurship. Now, entrepreneurship is a buzzword. I was really fascinated by it. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to be my own boss. But the truth is, and the reality is that when you go into it, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody because it is nerve-wracking. It is very anxiety-inducing. You never know when your next project is coming from or when your current project will leave. The price of freedom is anxiety. Now, I would have never known if I didn't have this side hustle, and I would never know what entrepreneurship is actually like if I didn't put my full heart and soul into it. So what I am saying is that people have this very good good idea of, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to be my own boss. But until you actually do that, you don't know. Having a side hustle, having this sort of backup that we talked about, gives you the ability to taste exactly what entrepreneurship is like. It teaches you how to do your taxes, it teaches you about getting clients, it teaches you about sales, it teaches you about promoting yourself, it teaches you communication skills overall. And that is something that can not just benefit you in your side hustle, but it can actually benefit you in your own work as well. It teaches you entrepreneurship. And then you can make a decision for yourself whether it is something that you want to pursue wholeheartedly long-term, you want to be an entrepreneur, or this is not something that you would like to do, but you will only like to do as a side hustle, as a backup. So having a side hustle has the added benefit of teaching you entrepreneurship. Okay, but Manan, you have talked so much about benefits of side hustles. What exactly is the side hustle that I should have? I mean, I go from work from 9 to 5. What exactly can I do that can earn me money? Well, the simple answer to that thing is that it could be something that you are passionate about. I can give my own example. I have always loved to create. I have always been a content creator. I like to write, I like to create, I like to make videos. And I got this opportunity quite a while back that somebody was looking for a content creator for LinkedIn. I applied for the job and slowly I worked my way to the top there. And now I am providing services on LinkedIn to companies, that want to create content, that need help managing their own pages. And in addition, I also help professionals to create their own LinkedIn profiles. I interview them and then I make sure that their profile reflects their own personality. But the reason why I'm telling you that is this is something that I am really passionate about. I like to create content. This doesn't seem like too much work to me. And this is very important, that you do something that doesn't feel too much work to you, because if you want to continue your 9 to 5 job with your side hustle, you will not be able to do that if it feels like work. So find something that you're passionate about, whether it is content writing, music creation, anything that is different from your own work, and then find out ways how you can monetize that. It is definitely not an easy thing, but I can guarantee you, if you start looking and if you are really passionate about that, then you will definitely find something. I can absolutely guarantee you that. And if you are still struggling, there's always the comment section down below where you can write. Some people cannot have a side hustle. It can be related to your life circumstance. For example, you're working a very tough job and you really don't have any time or energy to, do anything. You could be a student who has the cap on the number of hours that you can work. You could be on a special type of visa that doesn't allow you to work any other work other than your primary field that you're working in. So what should you do in this case? What I recommend people to do that would really benefit them, even if you don't earn from them, that is to increase your network. You can go on LinkedIn and you can start to create content. You can improve your profile. You can start to create content, and then you can start connecting with people in the industry that you're working on, and even the people that you're not working that are different from the industry that you are working in. Create connections, create references, because this is going to be the safety net that will benefit you even if you don't have a side hustle. Let's say you get fired from your job or you leave your job. You still have a network around you that you can ask, that you can promote yourself in, then that can really help you get a job. Because as wise people have always said, your network is your net worth. And the biggest source of getting jobs, new jobs, is absolutely references. It's the people that you know. Now, one last thing is that I'm currently working on a free video course for LinkedIn that teaches you from the beginning, from the zero, from when you don't even know about LinkedIn, to how to start on LinkedIn, from making your own profile, from pictures, text, about me, headline, and then it talks about how to create good content, and finally, how can you find people to connect with on LinkedIn. Now, this is going to be a free course, and you can join the waiting list down below if you are interested in whenever I launch it. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions that you can put down in the comments below, and please also tell me if you are a 9 to 5 professional or you have a side hustle, and what side hustle is that. I wish you all the best ahead, and I will see you next week.